right, guys. As you guys come on in, we'll just get started. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Throw it in the trash.
You see who the boss is.
Yeah. All right, so let me introduce myself first. I am Kirk. I am part of the Rushmore Show. We are a top 4 ranking podcast. We were invited by Davey and Ori and all them to be the MCs with our friends. I've got to meet some of you guys. I haven't met all of you because wasn't sure how many we were going to have. But we're going to get started. We're going to give some opportunity for some questions and answers later in the opportunity. But first, let's go down the line and just kind of introduce ourselves for some of our friends that might not even know. We'll start down here. Introduce.
Hi guys, my name's Christian Stokes. I play in Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Hey, what's up? I'm Wyatt Parker and I play young Mike from Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Hi everybody, I'm Sophia Love and I play Ghost Deacon. Hey everybody, I'm Lynn Hendricks and I play Ghost King of Freddy in the FNaF movie.
Hi everybody, I'm Joseph Paulson and I play Carl in the FNaF movie.
Nice.
Hi guys, my name is Jake Martin and I play Bonnie. Freddy.
Stay away.
So, yeah, sounds like we got some dangerous folks up here. So let's start pretty easy and just kind of go down, and it could be any of you. Since you've got the mic, we'll start down there. What attracted you to the roles of Five Nights at Freddy's? Like, what got you? Hey, let's go try this out. Why Five Nights at Freddy's?
Right, obviously it was a job.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was getting myself.
So that was the next question. How familiar were you with the franchise before that?
Yeah, normally I'm a stuntman, and so it was Andy, my stunt coordinator, who asked me to be part of the movie. But most of the time, I was calling up my middle child, Gabriel, and asking him what the lore was, what we could do, what the movements were, and kind of double checking because he was really kind of he knows exactly what lore is, and he knows the stories.
So I am a elementary teacher and a children and youth pastor. So I hang out with lots of kids, and they are ecstatic that I'm doing this right here because all those kids know all the lore. I mean, they've been telling me all about it.
Yeah, it's amazing how much information that Scott Coughlin, who founded Five Nights at Freddy's, what he wrote about, stories, and all the different kinds of stories that kind of lead up and whatever. But
You want to introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you play?
So, my name is David Gordon and I play the Ghost of Garden. It was fun meeting the cast and everybody else. So, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So look, Liam, right? You got the mic? Does that one work? No. Oh, well, let's see if we can get that one.
Testing.
Oh yeah. So you're apparently you're the voice everybody likes to talk about. Yeah. So Freddy. So what did you know about all this beforehand? Were you a fan? Just come effort?
I was a little bit.
Okay.
And then whenever I got the role, I was a lot more into the franchise.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I was just a little bit, and now that I got this gig here, I got a little bit more into the franchise. I was asking all my kids questions. Tell me who's what's going on. I watched several of the playthrough of the video games online over the last week or two, and then I watched the movie. So, really cool franchise.
you ever played a game?
I have not played one physically, but I would if I had one. Yeah, I definitely would. Let's go to someone else. Pass. Yeah. So tell me, were you a part of did you know anything about the franchise?
I was pretty half. I didn't know much. I heard it a lot from my brother, my dad's middle child. He told told me a lot about it, I was like, oh, that's cool. So I started getting into it more once he told me about it, and then one day I like just got an audition for it, and he was like, "You better get this," and I was like, "That's a long pressure."
That's a lot of pressure. Yeah.
So I did good. I did good, and once I got the call back, he was jumping up and down like he was like throwing things like so. He was like so happy. So then it was really fun to work with everybody. As David said, it was really nice to meet all the cast and everybody. Everybody was really nice, and Abby was really nice too. And it was just really fun meeting the cast.
Awesome, awesome. Say, let's do this. It's in the horror genre, so it fits where some of you have met some pretty demise in the movie, as I saw. How do you guys prepare for that type of role? How do you get ready for?
Actually, this one was really cool because me and Christian, we like kind of met on set outside of our trailers and started like brainstorming.
Yeah.
Right? She's got to say, some wait, some movie, yeah, we can do that. And we started the day we met and started brainstorming. I think you get taught to do that. Like, you know, you don't get spoon fed all the answers to your characters, so you have to come up with stuff. You know, what's your backstory? Like, you might have it written. Some of it might be, you know, what we came up with was my mom and wife divorced him and left us in the middle of Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria, and that's when we ate it. That was our backstory.
Yeah, there's no childhood trauma there. You know, it's funny because quite honestly, when you approach a scene like that, you know, you read it in the script and you're gonna die, and so like, I mean, all right, how's that gonna work out? And so
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
That's right, and it may not be me, but I will tell you, there are people on the stage that died, and some of the other people on the stage that kill us. So I'm not bitter. No, truthfully, when you walk into the moment, you know what the script says, but you don't know how it's going to be shot. You don't necessarily know how it's going to play out. And so it's a mystery to you. And as an actor, I love those moments because I literally get to experience, I get to kind of feel it out in the moment. And so there's only so much preparation you can do. You can have your mindset, but when you walk in and it's action, what happens, happens. And that's really the magic and the cool part of acting in these kinds of movies, because you don't have to use a lot of imagination. You are at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria when you're shooting these scenes. That's so cool.
Wow. All right, so how about you? How'd you prepare for such a role?
Yeah, pretty much when I got the audition and booked it, I had pretty much no clue what Five Nights at Freddy's was. I mean, I pretty much heard it from my friend like once a long time ago, but I pretty much knew nothing about the show. So I did some research, figured out a few things, and then, you know, went on set after waiting a while. And, you know, my brother gets taken away. I knew that. So, you know, you have to see how much emotion they want, like how scared you are. But, you know, I lost my brother. So you really have to play that as well as I can. And, yeah, it's a pretty simple role, you know, just running after, get it, you know.
So, was this the first role for any of you? So you guys had already done something before? Really cool. What can you share something that you've done before with the audience?
Yeah, I just got off of filming Quantum Leap, and I've done Davy Crockett shows and everything else.
Yeah.
So I've done a couple of them around. I've been doing this stuff 20 some odd years. And so I've been in some movies, Escape Plan, Monster, which I was doing. I did a lot of TV, Revolution, Alias, Charm. There's a couple of them, and they take me. So I'm going to go back to these young ones.
Yeah. How about you? It's David, right?
Yeah. But I've been acting for like 4 years now, and it's been pretty fun.
What's some roles you did?
I did I did an Edison movie, and I also did this this other movie where I had a bag and I had swung it as a person who was, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. And after that, like a year after, I got this part, and yeah, this is my biggest movie yet. So.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Congratulations. What were the most challenging aspects of your role?
The most challenging aspects was when I was like running, I had to hold my laugh because everybody was laughing. Yeah. And then the problem with the standing there, I tried to hold my laugh too.
I bet there were a lot of fun times and good memories. Anybody else have some challenging things that they had to experience?
Jade, I think you need to answer this. I think you had some challenges.
Oh,
Jade had a couple of challenges.
Yeah, I was in the suit, and so it was first off just walking in the feet. The first couple of days we had to literally learn a different way of walking because the feet were about 5 times as big as our normal feet. I also had the suit was relatively heavy. The head was pretty heavy. Actually, after about 3 months of filming, I had new muscles in my neck that came out.
how much did it weigh? Did you know?
It was about 13, 14 pounds.
Nice.
And then each time the ears would move, it would pull my head one way or another.
How many hours did we spend in that closet? About 6 hours.
Spent 3 hours.
It's 3 hours in that closet.
3 hours.
And I can tell you that I look back and Jay is carrying the whole world on his shoulders. Like literally, he's up and he does his thing, and then it's breaks. Like, okay, all right, let's go. So he's working his tail end off to make sure that this movie was as great as it turned out to be. So,
Thank you.
Great work.
Yeah, you could also see he's definitely much bigger than I am, and so we had to figure out a way for Bonnie to look imposing to a very imposing guy. So I was up on a box, and then I don't know if you remember, but we attached my arm to your body.
That's right.
And then you would
That's right.
flail around, and I was just moving. Or, I wasn't even doing. I was just following him around with my arms. So.
And a lot of people actually ask me what happens in that room, and you just actually that's what happened in that room.
I know it was so great. You played it really well, the flailing around, and we even we attached two pieces of rope and drilled through the walls, and it had 2 stunt guys pulling you back and forth from one side to the other. So they hardly showed that, but that's a shame.
But now you know.
Know what's half the battle.
Wait, tell them, I don't know.
Oh, do you have some insight? Come on. No.
Oh, right. Tell them, how did it feel when you fell back, when you were building the porch, remember?
Yeah, so Bonnie's the only one that actually did a stunt. So I was, on one part, I was standing on Freddy's back, and I had to, it's called a flat back, where you just fall back onto the floor. And so, I walked away from that set with a headache. Sure. And definitely, the one thing I do remember, the head was kind of a special helmet that they formed to our heads, and about halfway, I'd call it about 20, 30 minutes, my head would start to go numb. And that's why I would have to take it off, because I could feel it kind of getting more numb. I couldn't feel about half my skull. Then they need to take the helmet off. So, and we all were all 3 of us were dealing with physical uncomfortabilities with the suit. Some of it would dig in our shoulders, some of it would dig in our head. Sometimes we'd be tripping over our feet. So it took a lot. I think we worked about 3 weeks just to figure out how to move, how to manipulate ourselves, and how to look like what the director, Emma, wanted us to look like. And there was a lot of different yes, no, go back. lot of prevising, which means filming us in certain situations to get the exact movements that Emma wanted.
That brings up a good question. You mentioned a couple weeks or whatever. How long did filming last? How long were you guys on set?
For like 3.5 months. Yeah, 2.5 months, 3.5 months.
It's like beginning of February to beginning of April, from pretty much April. And you guys did stuff before
That was
as well.
Yeah,
So,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, like I said, my head was going numb. I'm a little fuzzy.
Might have forgot a few.
A couple of weeks.
So I noticed just like 3 or 4 days ago that it was announced that you guys were going to, well, say you guys, the film was going to start filming part 2 in Baton Rouge recently. Is anybody back to be a part?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Who are you, though?
Yeah, that's a cupcake. Wait, are you guys buddies now?
Yeah, I did hear the same thing.
I mean, I just saw it on social media like a couple days ago. Now that I'm searching and looking, the algorithm shows you everything.
There's a lot of misinformation.
Is it?
Even when we were filming, there was a lot of people trying to either take pictures of set. We actually had somebody across the road from studios with a high-powered lens, trying every time the doors would open, they try to take
See
pictures
through the
of
door.
the inside.
So that was kind of my next question. How were some of the fan interactions? Did you have any good, fun stories that you could share?
Well, I've had some very nervous fans that they're kind of fun to meet very nervous ones because it's like
You're a star.
I'm the most famous person in the world. I like being the most famous person in the world. So yeah, a lot of my fan interactions were good. I haven't had any bad ones I don't think yet.
That's great. Anybody else want to share maybe a fan interaction?
Jay was saying to the fans making stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like Scott trained his fans to be active on the game, watch every screen, watch every bit of the screen.
Yeah.
So as soon as they found out about the cast, they watched the cast, and they put us on uncredited. They didn't know what that meant, and they didn't know that they could put our credit. So our names started popping up as uncredited, and our resume was getting leaked. Whoa, my agent was calling me, what is going on? You don't understand, this is a big franchise. You had no idea.
Yeah, I think honestly that the powers that we didn't realize the power of this fandom. This fandom it's amazing and very proactive. And the moment my name was announced, I got introduced to thousands and thousands and thousands of new people. And that completely unexpected because I didn't know much about the game until I got into it. And it was the fans and this guy over here, Joseph, that taught me the lore on set as we were going. I'm finding out all this interesting stuff. And this movie, in terms of fandom, it's changed my life in regard that I also was a stunt guy. I'm a stunt guy. I spent 15, 20 years just kind of laying low, and all of a sudden we're thrust out front. It's like, man, I don't know if I'm comfortable with all this out front stuff, but actually I like being the most famous person in the world too. So we're going to get along just fine. Yeah.
So that brings up another kind of a smaller question. What did you learn maybe that you didn't know before the role? Like, what's some good takeaways that you had with this amazing fandom and the director or whatever? What were some nuggets you brought that you're going to bring to your next role? Anybody? How did you grow as an actor or an actress? And some things that you got better at,
I learned that I can scream like a heavy metal rock star. Like, I will be honest, everybody asks me, they're like, that's a great scream. And I didn't know I could scream like that, to be honest with you. That's not the way I normally scream. And I decided to everybody wanted to see the animatronics. I tried to stay away from the animatronics because I didn't want to see them until my actual scene. I want to be nothing. I want to do nothing that and react to the animatronics in the moment. And the first time I saw an animatronic, I'm watching Joe getting his face eaten off by a cupcake. I'm like, oh, and I'm watching that, and I look up and I hear this noise, and I didn't even realize Chica was standing at the other end of the kitchen, and she turns and looks at me, and her eye blinks, and I'm like, ah, and this high-pitched squeal came out of me, and I'm like, that was legit. And Emma's handing the director, she goes, Christian, you got a screen for horror movies. I'm like, I guess I'm stuck with this now. So for the rest of the shoot, I was screaming like a girl, and that's okay.
I think I realized that even if you're on the biggest film in the world, you have to speak up, you know? So they emailed me in the second script. We all got the second script, I'm sure. It was watered down. It was like they cut out everything. Like the stuff you see in the movie, none of that was in the script. A lot of that was not in the script. So they then told us, hey, if you have these questions or concerns, let us know. You know, I paced around my living room, like talking to my wife and my kids, and I'm like, what's that? I was like, oh, I'm doing this thing, I can't talk about it. But there's something in there that I think it cut out to really put back. And my wife's like, it's fine. I was like, oh, this job, it's a really good job. You know, overstepped my boundaries and someone doing toes. So I was like, okay, fine. You're going off. Being that you booked me to play Carl, and I was supposed to be murdered by, spoiler, if you saw the trailer, I'm supposed to be murdered by a cupcake. Yeah, I was like, I'm supposed to be murdered by the cupcake. If you don't have that scene in the movie, I feel like the fans aren't going to put Carl and Carl together. You know, they're not going to get it. Originally, it was just supposed to be me screaming, and you don't see what happened at all. Like, you see the body being moving. So I was like, I don't want to, you know, focus up on this code. I really think you need that scene in the movie. And one of the guys came back and went on, I said the same thing. He said, we're all talking about it right now at the office. He's like, I'll get back to you soon. And I was like, thank you. Third script came in, we put the scene back in, and I was jumping for joy. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome that you were allowed to have some input, and they took it for, you know,
You still were going to see the cupcake in my face, but entertainment. She's so cool. She's so cool that we're on set. She constantly comes up to me, Christian, and the rest of the cast we're working with. She's like, if you can come up with anything here, you can be just think what your character would say here. What would your character do here? Like, just constantly comes up with stuff. So like she's like, okay, we're gonna change the whole thing. It's like you're looking for cabinets, and you're gonna get sports by ketchup in the back of the head, by Chica, but instead you're gonna make it different, and the cupcakes come out. So we like improv almost all of that in that.
awesome. So I think this will be an opportunity for some of our fans, or your fans, not my fans, to ask some questions. Does anybody have any questions that they would ask? Can I have one of those? And I'll run it to them.
And I'll pass that mic around.
Well, we'll start here since it's close, and then I'll move my way around.
Well, for Jay, I did want to laugh when my two nephews got to talk to you after seeing the movie. They contacted me and told me, oh, I got to talk to a celebrity. They were so excited. But what I also wanted to know was when you filmed that, where you had the cupcake in your face, how did they do that?
So that wasn't an animatronic, that was just a puppet cupcake, and it molds. And it's like metal trinket thing or something. Like you could open it up and it would stay. You mold it, you like push the cheeks down a certain way. It was very moldable. And they just said, put that on your face. And so I put it on the head and squeezed it, and it just like pinches around my face and it squeezed my face. And it's actually a part I love that Christian brings this up. I'm supposed to be dead by one point, and the cupcake just chewing on my face. So I was using my jaw, just moving my jaw, and they call cut, and Emma goes, "That's not an animatronic. How is it moving?" And she's like, "What are you doing?" And Christian's like, "What are you doing? That's cool."
I got to watch it on the monitor. I was wondering, how is that happening?
But they wouldn't show it in the feature. They wouldn't show that because they don't want you to argue dead something chewing on your face. So you can still hear me off the screen. But if you watch right after they show Hank's like his reaction scene on the like the first time, it goes back to like swiping up to Chica, you know. And when it does, if you watch the slowly you can see my dead body in the corner and you can see the cupcake gnawing on my face. They kept it in there. They kept it in there for a split second.
Nice. Anybody else? Work my way around.
I had a question for Jade. I've seen photos go around of something that was changed at the end, where they're building the fort, and it's a behind-the-scenes photo where I think a couple of the characters are standing on each other, but in the movie they're standing on tables instead. Do you have any reason why that changed at all?
Yeah, I saw the same thing. I also talked to Kevin, who played Freddy, and it was physically very complicated for us to stand on each other. So he was having to be on all fours and having to hold up his head with so it was a hard scene for us physically to do, and for me to climb up on his back and for him to hold me up on his back. And yeah, we both called each other, we're like, I'm standing on a chair? And you can see they kind of just washed him out and put him, but I haven't heard why they did that. It could be because of the PG-13 rating for some reason or not. Same thing with Hank's bloody hand. They filmed that about 5 different times and only once did they use blood. And they were probably saying, oh, we're not going to use it because it's PG-13. We were both happy they did. They gave it a little bit of reality and realistic.
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question.
Oh.
Can I pick the next person?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how, do y'all know that one meme that's been going around? The whistle meme? How did you react to that when y'all first saw that?
That's like no Chinese man.
The whistle baby, from Josh Hutcherson's photo of him when he was like a teenager. Keep on my whistle baby. It's a weird thing. Anyways, my friend sent me like 100 videos, like an hour of this ignoring things. You're in the movie, you're in the movie, you're in the movie. We kept sending and ignoring things. Anyways, I don't even know where it came from. It's so stupid. Yeah. I think so. I heard it's like some edits were made in like 2014 of him, and it just went viral.
Yeah, maybe so.
But okay.
I don't know why they made that. I was like, what do they mean by that? Like a red whistle? Like, what color? I want to know what color.
Honestly, out of all the lore you have learned so far, what would be honestly your favorite part of it?
Favorite part of the lore?
Probably that my dog came with me. Joseph, I did not kill you. My dog did, okay? Not my fault.
Anybody else want to share their favorite part of the lore?
I'll tell you the interesting thing is that I didn't know a lot of the lore coming into it. And one of the most interesting things about the lore is the fact that it is so debatable still. Like, there's so much lore. And the thing that blows my mind is that I feel I'm really connected to the fans, and each fan has a theory. And so the lore it's like a snake eating its own tail. There's all kinds of lore, and the lore spreads more and more. And I am just amazed. I'm waiting for somebody to come out and say, well, this is it. And I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but I love the fact that the lore continues to grow daily. It's crazy. It's awesome. And there's lore from the games, and there's lore from the movies, and they're not necessarily connected. They're not necessarily not connected. It's awesome.
Okay, so my question is, how can you survive a spring lock from the movie?
What was the
You don't
question?
have to get spring locked. I've seen that part from it.
Say it again.
I saw William Matthews get spring locked in that movie. So my question is, how can you survive a spring lock?
Because he always comes back.
Well, got part. He said
So I think, as Hank said, I get like tons of lore fed to me. That's why I'm kind of like sharing it with him a lot. People constantly ask me, do you know this and that? And he didn't survive. He is technically a zombie. He died. Just like we all died, and technically ghosts can possess anyone. But it's because of William Afton's remnant, and it's because it's like this stuff that replaces your blood, basically reanimates your body. But he's locked in the suit now, so when he comes back, when he does come back, he's stuck in that suit. Like that's gonna be cool. That's really cool.
Also, before anybody asks another question, can everybody in this auditorium say pizza, pizza? Yes. Okay, what's the next question?
So right after the movie came out, there was a rumor that Foxy caught fire during filming. Is there any truth to that?
I actually don't know. You guys want to
Yeah, he didn't actually catch fire, but there was a time when during filming, some of the motors in Fox's head started smoking, and yeah, there were some sparks, and so we saw some smoke coming out of his mouth. But yeah, no fire. Just some smoke.
Who was it?
So how did you get that animatronic in that room with the string locks to even string lock?
Oh, you mean like the first one that broke the broom in half?
Yeah, that
That's all
one.
special effects. Jim Henson's puppet people are amazing. The Jim Henson creature shop is incredible, and things that look really, really scary on camera, they're actually like foam. You know, like they had like the spinning blade thing. It couldn't really cut you, but spoiler.
Murder Muppets.
But hey, can you guys do me a favor? She gave me a good idea. Like you guys like to interact with us. You guys know the intro song to the movie? Everyone knows the intro song to the movie? I'm pretty sure you guys can sing it, right? I know you guys can sing it because me and my kids are always singing it. So can y'all sing it for me real quick? 1, 2, 3, go. Na 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 na. Louder than that. Come on, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Na 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 na. Na na. They're awesome. They're awesome. Woo! 1, 2, 3. Hey, we got another one back here.
I'm lip syncing.
They're awesome.
Why did they have to cancel the dog and like when it was Maxine's dog? Why did they have to cancel that?
Christian's got the answer. Well, I don't know if it's the answer, but it's a theory. And so there is a section before where you see the garage door come raising up, right? There's a section before where we're talking about the barking dog and how it's going to be a problem. And Max brought it in, and that doesn't make the movie. So the dog ends up, I think that scene got cut because at the end of that section when Maxine goes inside to find out where the guy has been, and then chases Freddy to find out to end up in the bite of what is it? 2000. There you go. There it is. And it turns out that the dog gets out and wanders off, and you never see the dog again. And so I honestly think they were afraid people were going to go, where'd the dog go? What happened to the dog? So they cut the dog out. I think it really just boils down to that, honestly.
I don't know. This is just gonna be. I don't know. This is just my theory. I feel like William Afton or Scott, which one do you prefer? He thought that the dog was gonna go get somebody to help the owner, me. So he thought that if the dog was gonna go get a person, that they would do the fingerprints and everything and stuff. So I think that like William Afton killed the dog because he thought it was going to be a problem. And
Can anybody confirm or deny the presence of puppet on set?
presence of puppet,
Again?
confirm or deny the presence of puppet also.
Can somebody confirm or deny the presence?
Confirm. When Max follows him, and you see that part? When Max follows him, and she stands in the room, and you see Sparking, the animatronics of her phone, she sees Freddy. She lands on Freddy's suit, and he's like,
Warmer. Warmer.
"Yep." And if you look at the back right corner, you can see on the stairs. I swear that's where the puppet is. Where is it?
Nice.
Well, people thought that, well, I think it was, yeah. You could see like a little, like white eyes behind the curtain whenever Josh Hutcherson, Mike Schmidt looked behind the curtain, and you could see like a white eyes next to Freddy or like Chico or Bonnie or whatever. And people are saying that was like a presence of puppet just like hiding in front. Yeah.
Y'all, for all of the ghosts of the animatronics, what was your favorite scene filming it?
Oh, this was the perfect fantasy one. So I like a lot of scenes. I'll just tell you one that I like. I like when like Chica like bent down and put Cupcake into the vent to go get the other one. I thought that was really fun because Chica. I like the part where Freddy killed that chopped her body in there, or chopped her.
Does it have to be a scene you worked on, or just a scene that you saw in the movie? You know, okay. My favorite part of working with animatronics, the scene was the one where when I first look at the fridge and I first hear the noise and the pizza fall, or before the pizza fall, Chica moves behind me right as the fan starts moving. It's so hard to do that because I'm not allowed to look behind me, you know. So I can't tell them they're going to move the animatronic past the window, and we had to just time it, and it was kind of like magic. It just worked. And when it worked, they all like cheered and everyone like, "What? They say what? Are you behind me?" It was cool.
So I like the part where Mike Smith, got to the vent and Bobby was like doing all that, and then Freddie had told him, he was like, and then when John Hutchinson had spilled the water and electrified the animatronics has something. So yeah, that was my favorite part.
Yeah, Freddy was being an idiot. I don't know how he didn't see him. Bonnie was like, he's right there, he's right there. I don't see him. I don't see him. I'm over here. I'm in my zone right now. I'm singing.
Do you get to see Matt Pat?
Oh, I didn't.
No, unfortunately, he came in the first couple of days of filming, and he had to leave right away. So the other side, we got to hang out with Raz and Baz, and he bit Lion for a while, and they were very cool. We had a lot of fun with them. I don't know if you guys saw any YouTube stuff from them, but we had a lot of fun with them.
Also, yeah.
Daco, yes, actually.
Okay, so there was this week scene that Abby was riding on Bonnie's shoulder, and was that painful?
No, it was. She's Abby's super light, and she was also tied up. You don't see the strings up behind her, but she had a harness on, so her weight was a little bit up. But I'm used to carrying my kids on my shoulders. Yeah, that was the whole scene that got deleted. Same thing with Mike getting dragged down the hallway by Cupcake. Yeah, that whole scene got cut. That was-
Anyway, I just wanted to know if any of you worked like closer with Matthew Lillard that played William Afton.
Ryan?
Did any of y'all work any like closer to Matthew Lillard, the guy that played William Afton?
So, I didn't really work with him, but I like met him, and I got to shake his hand. I did the same. My brother also did the same thing. I shook his hand. Um, and my brother asked what's inside of the box. He said, I don't know. And once I started to think about it, Bonnie doesn't have any eyebrows, so I was like, maybe Bonnie's eyebrows.
Yeah, the scene where the four animatronics killed him, William Afton. So that turned out to be a 2.5 day shoot. So there was it was a big fight scene from when he comes in, gets kicks Mike around, and then we drag him off, and the whole pizzeria gets. So yeah, he's very cool, very funny, and he came in and changed the whole ambiance, and he came in. All right, let's get this thing shot. Let's go, and he really energized the whole set when he came on. So he's very funny and very positive guy.
I didn't get to meet him. We were signing autographs. It was the first day I ever signed autographs in my life. He went walking by and smiled and waved, and I was like, damn it.
I did. You already know my story.
Not me.
Yeah, I met him at the screening in LA, so we didn't get a chance to. He came in after our stuff, and so we were out. We shot for a period of 3 weeks, and the movie lasted for weeks and weeks. So there was people. The YouTubers came in the day I left, or the day I left. So I just missed them, and but I did get to meet Matthew in LA. So that was good.
Were any of you able to, if anyone was acting in the suit, were they able to see?
So all the costumes were made by Jim Henson, and most of Jim Henson's puppets are puppets. So the visions were very minimal. I know that Chica had a harder time than Freddy and I did, because her mouth is so thin that she really had to just be able. Her field of vision was very small. I actually could see a lot. I've played and I've been in costumes like that, so you kind of have to pick where you can see, and your whole world moves in either corners of the mouth or between the teeth, or I know Kevin also was pretty much, his mouth was pretty much the same. Kevin, who played Freddy, his mouth was kind of the same with Bonnie, and so we could see better, like I said, than Chica. But still, when we were moving around and rehearsing, mouths had to be open, also for air, because when the mouths were shut, we didn't have a lot of air. So then, when we needed to shoot the scene, we had to basically shoot all those scenes that you see with our mouths closed by memory and blindly. I would a lot of times I would count my steps and have to count back, go back and forth to kind of figure out where I was.
Everyone confuses the By the Baby 7 with the By the Baby 3. So what's the difference?
Keep me up at night. I literally do lose sleep because I'm going, wait a minute, maybe it was Chicken Dog. But no, I think, like you said, Cat would be the by the 2000.
Yeah,
It's the 2000s.
different timetable. So we were in the late 90s, early 2000s, the time of the time period of what was happening with us. And so it's funny because I don't know what part of the lore is going to come afterwards in terms of explaining the bite. But yeah, we call cats the bite in 2000.
Yep, you can't guess what the they're gonna do with the 83, 87 thing. I think there's a bunch of different fights.
So the difference between the Vitamin 3 and the Vitamin 7, the Vitamin 3 is when Fred there, he was William Afton's son. I think it was Evan Afton. And the Vitamin 7 was Mango from like what Mango did. Microsoft, the security guard said. So yeah. Thank you.
So we have 5 minutes left. So if you're gonna get some questions, we only have a few more left. Yeah, we got some more. We'll come right back. Okay. She was next. Okay. And then I'll come back up.
What did Mike and Abby do with Aunt Jane's body after Golden Freddy got her?
So that again?
What did Mike and Abby do with Aunt Jane's body? Yeah, so he knocked her out in the living room.
No, she said.
Yeah, I think they just left her there. I think it's probably left her there just to be. And I mean, I can't imagine Golden Freddy would be bothered to just walk away from that. And Abby, I don't think she even saw it. Right? Kind of just saw her aunt sleeping.
And there's some questions to that too, right? It's like, and there's some questions to that too, right? Because do we know that Aunt Jane is demised? We don't necessarily know. She could come back. She might not come back. I don't think we know the answer to that yet. I think we will know pretty quickly when Five Nights at Freddy's 2 comes out.
I don't know what comes up. That is just he didn't look at me, she was me.
So for the kids, so do y'all go to public school or y'all homeschooled? And if y'all go to public school, how has these roles that y'all have played in this movie changed your everyday life as far as going to social events and going to school and all of that?
I go to public school, but like, I didn't understand the question because I didn't hear it. Did you go to public school or?
So how has your life been affected socially, like friends, people that, like now that you are on the movie?
Okay, well, so I was the one that like told my friends, and at first they didn't believe me, but then like one of my friends looked at the cast and was like, "Okay, why does that look just like you?" And then like he was like, "Okay, yeah, it's definitely him." And he looked at the name, and it was like my name and my middle name. I'm homeschooled, but I have been getting like more cameos every day, so not every day, but I've been getting more cameos. So it's fun to do a cameo every day.
I'm homeschooled, so pretty much I can just bring my work on set because we're always traveling for that. And I feel like it would be impossible to go to public school. I've met some people that have done it, and they have really nice teachers to let them get off that line and not counted away from the grade.
So at private school, when the principal had knew that I was in the movie, like the entire school was asking, "Wait, are you Freddy?" And then some other people was asking, "Are you Freddy? Are you Freddy?" And then I was like, just search it up. And my friends have told me, if you're some of my friends didn't believe me because they was like, "No, you're not Bobby." And then I told them to search it up. And then the next day they was like, "Oh my God, you're Henry?" And then I said, yeah, that's it. Okay, so in the movie, when they first opened the curtains to see the animatronics, there was glowing eyes next to Chica, and he can like are saying that it's puppet. What character was that? Do y'all know? It was puppet. It was puppet. Honestly, I really was amazed about how they can move the eyebrows, how they can move the eyes and stuff. I was really amazed by that, and I'm really amazed of how they built the suit and how they did all of that. But it's really amazing how they did all of the puppet scenes.
I never actually took the time to look on stage. I was too busy wrecking the place. So yeah, I broke a lot of stuff. I was having the time of my life, and so I wasn't interested in what was behind the curtain. Now, Carl was. Carl, you want to talk about your behind the curtain moment?
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that one of my favorite things that we did was, I don't know if you guys read the novel, but Carl was supposed to pee on the stage. So I went into the lobby and broke Foxy's light, and then like lightning bolts bounced across the set. Like it's really cool. And it was like that. It was like, oh, you want to break from the lamps on the stage? Come on. Gaffers. Can we do that? Yes. Let's wire it up. We're gonna explosion. You okay with that? Yeah, let's do it. So, but which question?
Was there a level of direct involvement from Scott Cawthon that he was actually on set and didn't interact with y'all? How was that like?
I'm excited for this question. So Scott walked up to me. I was a fan already, so I just came come, into the sound stage. It's like the room is built into. It makes it like multiple things. But like he was coming in there, and I was like, "Is he closer than he seemed? Is he a whole person? He doesn't seem like that big." He walks up, he's like, "Hi, I'm Scott." Grabs my hand, like, "Hi, it's nice to meet you." And the first thing he asked me was like, "Ready to die?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Have you died in movies before?" I'm like, "Yeah, a couple of times." Like, "Oh, really? Like what?" And I realized that he knew exactly what he wanted to ask me before he walked up to me. He knew exactly what questions he wanted to ask me because he didn't want his movie to replicate or mimic anything that we'd already done in his previous work. He wanted it to be original, fresh, and he didn't want anything to seem cheesy. And it was really cool because he asked me, like, "What happened?" And I explained to him, like, "Oh, in this movie I did, Greyhound, I did, so that, right, and but I don't really die. They probably still getting alive at the end, and then I saw card work, like just going in the brain, like, okay, maybe we need to do this, we need to change this, and actually show you that body. And I was like, "Oh wait, you're changing the script like right now in front of me?" I was like, "Okay." So like, I had no idea they were gonna put my face in it, like, hours of makeup, and like I couldn't see him, and I had to walk around the set, and it was dark and stuff like that. I couldn't see. I didn't know any of that would happen until the night before they did it, because Scott came up with that on the spot. Like it was, I think it was originally supposed to be the animatronics just popped open, and it was chunks of our body, like top and bottom. But they were like, "Oh, it's PG-13, a little less gory." But they was having done that.
Well, this isn't like an answer to a question, but like you know how like you got the bond, right? Oh, like what if you were were you destroying? You were one of the ones destroying all the games, right? What if you heard a sound in the curtain, and then you went to the curtain, and then you opened the curtain, and then it doesn't show the animatronic body; it just shows an arm coming out of the curtain and grabbing you by the neck and pulling you in, and it doesn't show you after that.
That sounds like what my dad used to do when I was in the grocery store.
All right, guys, we have one more question, and then our time is up. So
How did you be able to get the person that got chopped in half by Freddy to get chopped in half?
So I actually was the stunt lights for that. So what they did is they put me in a green screen suit from head to toe, and in half of the wardrobe, the costume of Max, who got chopped in half. So that I would put in a harness and lift it up about 6 feet in the air, and then drop. Then when you see those legs dropping, those are my legs, and with a green screen suit, they can erase the rest of my body. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Well, awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
We're gonna give a round of applause. You guys can visit them over at their tables in the center stage over there. Go and ask more questions and go interact with them. Thank you guys so much for being welcoming to our fans and our friends. And did you have something you want to say?
For all the Chica fans out there, Chica, Chica, and Chica, Chica.
Thank you guys.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Batman.
Thank you. Well, guys, that's it.